I heard the tale, hard to believe. I heard the tale, that story man's tale. I heard the tale, hard to believe. I heard the tale, story man's tale. I started looking for deeper meaning, cats and rats. Where's the glory? I heard the story straight from the story man who tells the tale. Sometimes you have to lose yourself before you're found. It's so profound. The tale that's always around you. You have to lose yourself. It's so profound. The sound I found, I did hear. It's clear to me. I had to test the sound. It's so profound. It's been made clear to me. The sound from the story man I found it was given before you understand. Before you found sound I did hear. So I heard the sound, it's so profound. It was made clear to me. I hear the sound, it's clear. It's clear to me the story man knows he has a plan. Play the strings from afar, the story man says. Like waterfalls, sometimes you have to lose yourself before you're found. Where's the glory? I heard a story straight from the story man who tells the tale. I hear the tale, I heard, hard to believe, I hear the tale. Where's the glory? I heard the story straight from the story man who tells the tale. Sometimes you have to lose yourself before you're found. It's so profound. Hail to all. How's everyone doing?
Hail.
Hello.
Yeah, I came up with that in the wee hours of the morning, and I finished it up earlier, setting the lyrics up and all that stuff. And finding the right track was a little difficult, but it worked out. So how you fellas doing?
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good.
I feel like I should have bought a bigger bottle of whiskey, but, you know.
I was just going to ask you how many whiskeys in you are.
I'm only on my second, but my second would be the fourth for most people, so it's all about the container, you know?
Yeah, double shot glass.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of on the rocks there.
That's the way I roll.
I like it on the rocks myself.
Yeah, I could really be using some whiskey. Should have went and got some earlier.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to order me some cognac. I really do like cognac.
You get some scotch at some point. I think scotch is in order.
Oh, definitely. Did you see the recommendation I sent?
I did not.
Yeah, you look in the collective chat. There's a link and an image in there. Glenlivet, but I found another single malt that comes from a refinery in Speyside, where Glenlivet's at.
All right. Yeah, I like Glenlivet, and I like, Glenfiddich is good too. As a daily driver, like a blended mix, that Dewar's is pretty decent. I mean, it's a blended Scotch whiskey, but
yeah, in that link, you just click Speyside, where Glenlivet, they label where it's from. Click Speyside, and it lists all the refineries of Scotch. It'll give you a list of single malt scotches.
I've been trying to track down Zima, man. It's so hard to find.
Oh man, I got an ex that used to drink that stuff.
Zima, is that still being made?
I don't think so, man.
You might have a better shot at getting Bartles and James. Just saying.
Maybe some Boone's Farm?
Huh?
Yeah, that thing, you could buy it in like a gallon. Like at the gas station.
Hey, Bartles and James wine coolers.
Mad Dog 2020 is another good one.
Oh my god, I drank so much of that stuff.
Crap, that stuff gave me the worst hangovers ever.
Man, I had some of the worst hangovers I ever had when I was 16 from that stuff.
Yeah, Mad Dog, not good for hangovers.
No.
Jägermeister, not good for hangovers either.
Oh fuck! I could not even imagine drinking that again.
One night, me and a buddy of mine were partying, and 2 bottles of Mad Dog, a big gallon of blush wine, two cases. One was a case of Little Kings, and we had a case of Heineken, and a bottle of schnapps, and we drank all of it. We drank all of it. Man, that is serious alcohol abuse.
Yep.
Only do it once when you're young. What's up, Mikhail? How you doing?
Hail Mikhail. Hail RR. Hail Parrothead.
Parrothead says Everclear.
Yeah. Now they have stuff in the supermarket that they say is Everclear, but it is not.
Well, it depends on the state that you're in. Some of them have outlawed the pure strength of 191 proof Everclear. It used to be. What's up, Dr. Anonymous?
Hail Dr. Anonymous.
Oh, yeah. Drank many a St. Ives, 40 ounces. Not to mention Old English 800. Schlitz smoked liquor. Yeah. But me and a buddy of mine, we normally went for the English Old 800. Quart each. Good stuff.
Damn,
a little more than a quart, actually.
You're making me want to take a trip down to the liquor store right now, man.
I think it's too late here where I'm at.
Yeah, it is probably where you're at. I've got 3 minutes, so I don't think it's going to work for me.
Yeah, that's what I have.
Wow, your liquor stores. Yeah, with the freaking pink elephant going on. Yeah, hours aren't like usual.
Yep, used to be midnight, not anymore. Oh, Patriot says, R.I.P. the shrimp.
The shrimp.
The shrimp.
Yeah.
Had to be there, I guess.
Yeah. Yep. Now, if you're talking about cocktail shrimp breaded with cocktail sauce, yeah, I can get into that.
No, he's talking about when Drew was on one of the streams and he was introducing me to the Twitch thought phenomenon. And we came across we came across this girl that was just like trying to devein these shrimp, and she was just like fucking butchering these shrimp in front of the camera. And so she put the shrimp on and she cooked them to death. She had it like on high heat. And shrimp, doesn't take long to cook. So she disappeared, right? And we're like, where'd she go? Her shrimp's burning. And she came back in like a teddy bear suit or some weird shit and started doing these weird dances while her shrimp was burning on the stove.
Yeah, toxic man flu. I buy booze when I'm down to 3 bottles of Southern Comfort and 2 bottles of whiskey.
Toxic man flu? I think you have a good plan there. I think I should emulate your plan.
Yeah.
Problem is when it's around, I drink it.
So yeah, basically it's the same batshit crazy stuff going on and all that. Nothing really new to report.
Just that it's escalating a bit. Yeah.
Oh, and here's the funny thing is there's actual pink elephant experts coming out saying that it wasn't that bad and things shouldn't have been buttoned down.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong here, Bear, but wasn't our pink elephant expert, wasn't there a video released recently of him and former President Obama in a laboratory somewhere in somewhere in the land of the pink elephant?
That does sound familiar. I've heard of that, but I haven't seen it.
Very interesting. Yeah, I've seen it, but I can't verify that's where it took place.
Also, that main doctor on the task force, he was demoted.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I guess. He admitted to basically a white lie.
With respect to
to get people to wear masks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he admitted to it, and I'm just like.
It turns out that's really bullshit in the first instance because
Because pretty much
You have one of those. Oh, go ahead.
Anybody basically knows that masks really don't do much, and even the warnings on the boxes of those masks even say so.
Well, not just that, but apparently when you have a mask, it turns out if you're putting it on and taking it off and you're worried about transfer of the, the pink elephant, that, you're not, first of all, you're not supposed to touch your face.
Yep.
You have a mask, you're touching your face. And second of all, if you've got pink elephant, you're breathing into the mask is collecting and accumulating pink elephant. So that actually doesn't do jack shit, does it?
I think we talked about this last night, that the mask isn't to protect you, but to protect others, to stop you from spreading germs by speaking.
Under a single circumstance, basically coughing, where you expel the particles,
Right.
in saliva at a high velocity. It does that, but if you're just speaking and talking normally, it doesn't do really anything, does it?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not a mask expert.
The whole precedence of it, and the experts have come out and pretty much said that, and they've changed their mind several times, but when you get right down to it, even the CDC gives warnings about masks and what they can do and what they can't do. It's on their website. Does the media talk about it? No. It's common knowledge. At least it should be. And stuff that was considered common knowledge now isn't even talked about. It's just completely ignored. And the peer review science is probably starting to come out now. I've been seeing some articles here and there. The first one I seen was a Stanford, a guy that was associated with Stanford University, and I believe that he was a doctor, and basically saying things that didn't line up with the narrative, but it's all true. He's a doctor. He's a medical field and all that. And so you got people in the medical field that are starting to come out and say things. And that's good. We need more people to say things. We need more peer-reviewed science. They haven't showed any peer-reviewed science at all, period. They've been showing us a puppet show, and a really bad one.
Mm-hmm.
And one bourbon, one scotch, one beer. I
have
seen
one bourbon, one scotch, and one beer.
I seen George Thorogood live in concert. My ears rang for a week. Word of the wise: if you ever go see George Thorogood live, if we ever go get to see anything live again at this point, bring earplugs with you. Yeah, for sure.
Really cranks it up loud, huh?
Oh yeah.
What is George Thorogood and the Destroyers? So
yeah, this stream pretty much is any subject is go and all that, as long as we just have fun with it and all that. Next Saturday, we're all going to pick an episode of Star Trek TOS.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll talk about Star Trek next week, the original Star Trek.
I like Star Trek. Star Trek is good.
Because I've been watching, I watched The Menagerie the other day. That was pretty good. I really liked it.
It's a good one. It's one of my favorites, and that was just basically done on the fly.
Yeah, and I haven't seen all of the remastered Star Trek yet, and I've been seeing some episodes I haven't seen since the remaster, and I gotta say it looks good. I like what they did with the Enterprise,
mm-hmm.
and it looks pretty cool, and I like to watch on either Prime, because I watch on Netflix and the picture isn't all that great sometimes. So I'll either watch on Prime or I'll watch on CBS All Access. Because I watched the original series on CBS All Access. And my God, it's really crisp, really good picture. Pretty decent.
Yeah, my Netflix looks pretty good. For everything that they said, when they remastered it, they said, well, we don't want to make changes that will change the the context of the stories and this and that. There were a couple of episodes where they did kind of change things, and it affected the story. For example, the Doomsday Machine, I think they did. And in the Squire of Gothos, there was a scene where Sulu was flying through, and Sulu looks up the view screen before in the pre-remaster, and it shows like these knives spinning in a circle, and he's like, I can't deviate off our course or we'll be destroyed. And in the remaster, the knives are not present. There's nothing there, and so a lot of the context is lost, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, basically, you're going to have to try and find old DVD releases of it before the remaster. Those are going to probably be a pretty penny now, being that they've remastered it.
Well, on balance, I think I think it looks better. I mean, the parts that they didn't alter on the ship, I mean, it was filmed on actual film, so that's high quality stuff. You get a really good, it looks really good. But when they do the special effects, that's where I think the remasters have kind of suffered a little bit, in that they tried to modernize certain things, and that hurt the context a little bit. But there's one episode, the one it's the season 3 one. Where Spock and the Romulan girl, they finger fuck or whatever.
What?
They do the finger thing.
Oh, the two fingers together.
Yeah, it's where Kirk.
I got a different mental image off of that.
Yeah, it's where Kirk becomes. Yeah, sorry about that. It's where Kirk wears the Romulan ears. That episode. Instead of them being surrounded by like 3, because in season 3 they ran out of money, so they reused Klingon ships as a stand-in as Romulan ships.
Oh yeah.
So they did have a Romulan bird of prey in that one, which I thought worked. I thought that was better than having 3 of the Klingon ships as like, oh, we're sharing technology with the Klingons now because we ran out of money. I thought that worked.
Yeah, there was. I've watched a few of the episodes, but I hadn't really wrote any notes for those. There's a couple different episodes I gotta watch, and I gotta write some notes. But yeah, I've been. Some of the remastering, it was done pretty well, but I have noticed that some of the feeling has changed a little bit because of the additional remastering and stuff they put in before, when they didn't really have the money for it,
Mm-hmm.
for the special effects.
Indeed.
What I'm wondering is, do they have a cut of it in widescreen? Did they film in widescreen and did they cut it down? That's what I'm wondering.
Huh. I kind of wonder the same thing. By chance, did you have a chance to watch any of those the fan series Star Trek Continues?
I've seen a few of them before, but I really haven't had a chance. I'm going to do that here probably real soon.
Oh yeah, man! I'm telling you, it's so much better than what we got from. Well, I mean that's a pretty low bar, but no, it's really good. I mean, the episodes they have a season-long arc, and then it's still episodic. But the season-long arc, it's just like, in the middle of an episode, they'll get a communique from Starfleet about this or that, and then it'll be dropped. They'll have to continue with their mission. So it's done well. And then they bookend it. It takes place at the end of their 5-year mission. And so it's bookended very well. It ties in with the very first episode that Kirk appeared in. Well, I mean, in film order, not in their order. I was like, wow, that's brilliant that they tied that in and bookended it with. I mean, that's writing 101. That's what you do. But that's not what Kurtzman Trek does.
No. No, not at all.
Yeah. Parrothead says Vic Mignogna is a huge Star Trek fan. Yep, and he wrote a lot of he has a writing credit on, I believe, all of those, doesn't he? Yeah, I mean, his Kirk is a little bit, he nails it, the Shatnerisms, but, I mean, it's good. And Grant Imahara, who just recently passed away, rest in peace, Grant, he played Sulu, but dude, he looks really stoned in every scene that he's in.
Yeah, he does. He's always smiling.
He is. He cannot hold a straight face. He can't. But that's okay. We love him for it. That was kind of a shock that he passed away the way he did. I mean, it just goes to show you never know when your ticket's going to get punched. So,
You know what I've noticed? There's a couple different episodes, and it looked like they were probably made early on. I think it was the Man Trap. Their uniforms looked like they were not exactly fitting right.
Yeah.
And then where No Man Has Gone Before, I'm looking at this, and it's like the usual people are not in this episode.
Yep.
And their uniforms look completely different. And it looks
Yeah,
like
a little frumpy.
Looks like a pilot episode.
Yeah, the pilot episode, their uniforms are kind of frumpy looking.
Yeah, but where No Man Has Gone Before, their uniforms, everything, it looks like they're doing things for the first time in this episode. Is what I've noticed.
Yep. Yeah, that was the second pilot. That's why.
Ah.
It's not done in error. That was filmed before the Man Trap, but it aired. But the Man Trap aired before Where No Man Has Gone Before.
Right.
I believe.
I noticed the uniform things when they don't match up with some of the more. It's like the end of the season. The uniforms when they were basically all tuned up and all that, and they had the uniforms looking right.
Yeah, they had a pretty good cast on that Where No Man Has Gone Before, actually. I think Gary Lockwood. He was in 2001: A Space Odyssey, and Sarah. Wait, hold on. No, wait. Her name Sarah Kellerman. Is that it?
Yeah, I watched Balance of Terror the other night. Was that the episode that you were talking about? With the
Sally
robots?
Kellerman. That's what I meant. Balance of Terror.
I watched that the other day. That was, I gotta say, it was interesting.
Yeah, it's a great episode.
It is.
Yeah, that was the first appearance of Mark Leonard in the series.
Oh, that's cool, Parrot Head. You helped to build the sets? No shit.
No way.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah, Vic, you can tell that they really love Star Trek, that Vic loved Star Trek, and that everybody that made Star Trek Continues loved it.
Oh, lots of love went into it.
Oh, for sure. Because I mean, okay, so there's a couple of there's a few fan productions out there. You have like some Ultraverse things, like Star Trek Renegades, and all these, by the way, have Star Trek actors in them, actual legit Star Trek actors. And then you have Star Trek: The New Voyages, which I believe they renamed Phase 2, and that one is good as well. But I think by far Star Trek Continues is the one that feels the most like a continuation of the original series to me. But they're all vastly superior to what we got with, Kurtzman Trek.
Absolutely. So
And
when,
howdy, Keck.
hey, what's up, Keck? You must be seeing the chats before I see them in the yard thingy.
Yeah, I've got the.
You were talking
YouTube.
about when Kirk had, what is it, Romulan ears?
Mm-hmm.
The Enterprise incident.
That's what it is. Yep.
The Enterprise incident. That's season 3. I noticed there were some interesting episodes in season 3.
They were trying to experiment a little bit,
A little bit there, I'd say.
Yeah, some were more successful than others. Like there were some episodes where, that Spock and McCoy and Kirk, they always have witty banter, but there's like one or two episodes where, the banter between Spock and McCoy kind of devolved into like really mean-spiritedness, and I feel like the writer didn't quite understand the characters.
Yeah, I gotta say, Spock did say some really, really nasty, mean stuff to Bones every now and then.
Yeah. Like they would probably be
Every now and
terrified of
then-
your beads and rattles. Like what?
He would just every now and then let Bones know how irritated he was with him about whatever he was doing.
Yeah, do some pretty mean-spirited stuff for sure.
I thought all our yesterdays, that was kind of a weird episode, man. Spock became unhinged in that one.
Oh, is that's the one where they go through the portal, right?
Yeah, they go into an Arctic area like 5,000 years in the past on that planet.
Yeah, he gets a little unhinged. He's really into that chick, and
of
McCoy is.
course. And in this episode, I don't know if it was this episode or one before it, but he referred to himself as a Vulcanian and not Vulcan.
Yeah.
It's before they had the species name completely nailed down. I thought that was interesting, that he referred to himself as Vulcanian, not Vulcan.
Indeed. Well, in Trouble with Tribbles, the Klingons called the Klingon language not Klingon, but Klingonese.
Yeah, yeah. I think they still refer to it as Klingonese, actually. I think in Deep Space Nine they refer to it as Klingonese. I think Dax does, actually.
The Enterprise should not be
Yes.
hauling garbage. It should be hauled away as garbage.
Yeah. Yes, Spock was definitely de-evolving in all our yesteryears, because at that time they were in the middle of brutally killing each other on that planet, warlike. They were basically barbarians still 5,000 years in the past.
Yep. Yeah, it was a good episode. It was interesting. I think that's one where the remastered visuals and special effects kind of worked for it when the sun went supernova at the end.
Yeah. That was it was. I did like the visuals. Very interesting.
But that librarian dude was creepy as hell.
Yeah, man. I'd be stunning the damn dude, man. It's like, I'm gonna stun you. Yeah, pulling out some weird thing. Yeah, you're getting stunned.
I haven't prepared the machine. Wait.
No, you gotta be prepared. Wait. Yeah, that guy was irritating.
There's a few of them too. Some of them were androids or something. I forget what it was.
Say that again.
I said some of them were androids as well. I think there are multiple of him.
I got the impression they were like clones.
Clones? They might have been clones. I'll have to watch it again.
Yeah, I
It's
got
been a
the
while.
impression because he said copy. They're copies, and so they left it open for interpretation, because a copy could be an android, it could be a clone. Who knows? But yeah, I guess it's all in the fun of interpretation of your favorite show.
Indeed. And the show left it up to interpretation, which is nice.
They don't do that no more.
Well, I mean, come on. Daj and Soji and Sutra, they weren't sluts. They were just liberated women. I mean, come on. Strong female leads. That's what they were.
Well, I like Soji's character, but the rest of the show, I'm not really. There's so much they could have done, man. Using the Borg element that they used, there's so much they could have done with that. Yeah. Big time disappointed with Picard.
Yeah, big time doesn't even quite cover it. Oh, we still have Lower Decks to come. We'll be doing some live streams on those.
Oh yeah. And if I
CBS was very aggressive against going after fans this time around. because usually I can get them to overturn, using a trailer as fair use. But not only was I not able to do it, after multiple re-uploads,
bunch of people weren't able to.
Yeah. Star Wars Girl wasn't able to. I think the only,
Well, basically, the reason why I think that is because the state of movie production and TV production right now, they're getting hit in the ass hard. They're taking it hard, man, and they're losing money. Daily, they are losing money because they're not producing, they're not in production, they're not putting product out for TV shows and movies, and studios are hurting.
Yep. Well, see, they don't seem to understand what we understand, and that is that no press is bad press, and that if everybody says that your show fucking sucks, that's just going to have people curious about watching it to see why it sucks.
Because honestly, they're going to have to bring back all the people from The Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, all those creators, and bring them back, and they're going to have to say, hey, can you teach us how to make Star Trek? Pretty much. Yep. That's what they're going to have to do.
They should cut out the middleman and just hire them.
Yeah. But they didn't do that. They only had one person, one original Star Trek person, and he left.
Yep. Yeah, he's probably tired of having his heart broken and not being listened to.
Yeah. I think Lawrence was his name. His last name, Lawrence.
Trying to think of who that was. The person that was involved in it originally. I know that, what happened to Walter Mosley alone was pretty disgusting.
That's it. Walter Mosley.
Okay, yeah, he wasn't involved in it, but I think he would have been a good addition to the team.
Yeah, he was a good writer, but it wasn't the original person. I can't remember the name.
Yeah, that was pretty gross. And it exposes what hypocrites they are, because, here you have somebody that's older and wizened and has been through all of this different stuff, that's biracial, and could have brought a really interesting voice, exactly the voice they needed to give some depth and breadth to their storytelling on those issues. It's like, what do you have? Man, I don't know. It grosses me out just to even think about it.
Plus, supposedly, I think October is supposed to be when, I think it was October, that Discovery is supposed to start.
Lord help us, man. I don't know if I can survive Star Trek Discovery Season 3, but I'm making my prediction. I've made it before. I'll make it again. Michael Burnham will be God. Not a God, the God.
Driving full speed in a rocket car toward a brick wall. Interesting. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Well, that assumes they decide to undo everything that has her in it. And I don't think they're skilled enough writers to do that. So it could just be some meandering, directionless, go this way, backtrack, story threads that go nowhere, that ends with a disappointing ending that resolves nothing. That's my second prediction. That's option B. It's like, look how great Mikey Spock is. That's what each episode is going to be, and nothing will connect to anything else.
That guy was so wrong for playing Spock. Wrong facial features, wrong bone structure just wasn't right.
Because he didn't have the right bone structure?
Spock has higher cheekbones and a longer face.
Spock's character and his facial features, the guy that played the new Spock, he was probably he is so close to looking like the original Spock. It's uncanny, and he nailed the part so good, and it's because he cared about it. He was a fan of Star Trek,
and he had the right bone structure.
Yeah.
Zachary Quinto.
Yes, Zachary Quinto. And basically, I thought he portrayed Spock really good. I found it interesting, although there was things about it that just like everybody else didn't like about it, but
I didn't like the
there was things about it I liked.
I didn't like the Uhura Spock romance. That came out of left field.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was out of left field.
See, because the thing is, as far as romance on the ship, they had a pretty good, decent arc with Nurse Chapel having a crush on Spock, but Spock not having a crush on her. I thought that worked.
Yeah, that was interesting, that dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that they shared a mind meld, and then he was completely aware of her affections after that.
Oh yeah, he was completely inside of her
Yeah.
body for a time too, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet he was.
He hang out for a little bit.
Yeah.
So they got to know each other quite intimately inside their brains. I thought that was a good show. Good episode.
That was a good show. Yeah, it really was.
Toxic Man Flu says, my prediction for STD, they end it like 70s Saturday Night Live skit with Aykroyd and Belushi.
They're not that creative.
Nope.
Although that would be better.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah.
Well, as long as they play Sabotage by Beastie Boys, I'm on board. That's all I need.
You know what? I thought that was so dumb in the first one. But and when they played the trailer for Star Trek Beyond, I was like, oh God. But it ended up being an integral part of the story. And it goes to show you, I actually thought the third one was better than the second one, honestly. But it goes to show you, what happens when you have a skilled writer, because he was given junk, and rather than just like throwing it away, he was able to incorporate it into the story in a way that made sense. And I was like, this makes sense.
Well, I thought they took a lot of chances, They completely destroyed the Enterprise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they do that every movie.
Well, yeah, and JJ Trek, I guess they do. Yeah.
Well,
but they did it at the beginning of the movie in this one.
Yeah. Well, they took some.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
They took some chances with the story, and I found that interesting that they took those chances.
Yeah, it was interesting because, like, how many times do we complain about, oh, great, it's another Death Star, but a little bit bigger this time? Or, oh, there's 1,000 ships and they all have Death Star lasers. You know what I mean? Like, at least this one, rather than just, having the ship be destroyed, they're like, fuck it, we'll start off from there.
Now, that weird-looking space station, I thought that was kind of over the top. Some of it looked kind of cool, but it was just like it was kind of mind blowing. I'm a little mixed about it.
It looked great in IMAX, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I went and seen it in IMAX. It did look kind of cool, I gotta say.
But real quick, on Sabotage, that song can work for almost any trailer. It's fantastic. It's the same as, I don't know if you've ever played Red Dead Redemption 2.
No.
But so there's this, the song when you're riding at the end, when you're riding, D'Angelo has a song that's playing. I didn't know it was D'Angelo either. I had to look it up. That song can work in anything, man. Anything.
I haven't beaten it yet.
Oh, man. It's such a good game, bro.
Is it? See, I like the first one a lot better.
No. Nah, man. Red Dead Redemption 2 is... Yeah, really enjoyed it.
They kept sticking me in Louisiana, their version of Louisiana, and I was like, get me out of here.
Why? What's wrong with it?
I got it's not the Old West. That's my objection to it.
Yeah, but you're not down there the whole game, though.
I don't know. Fucking crocodile.
I mean, the game doesn't take part. Doesn't take part in the Old West either. It's at the end. It's a different time.
Yeah, where does Red Dead takes place at? In the West? In the Wild West? I've never played it before.
I mean, it moves around. Like the first one even went to... Did I piss him off about the whole Louisiana thing?
No, he might have hit the back button.
Yeah, it takes place like it it's Rockstar, so it's made up names or whatever. But there's like the first one you go into Mexico a little bit, but it's like the what would you call it? Maybe not like Texas, Arizona, maybe area. Like, yeah, it's like
Back button strikes again.
Yeah, sorry, I got bombarded with notifications, and I went to go click them off, and how sometimes the notifications disappear. Right when it disappeared, I hit it, and I hit the X.
Oh, I thought you were mad about the Louisiana thing. I was like, shit, dude, this is a game.
Nah, we don't get bent out of shape around here.
Nope.
I knew. I was fucking with him.
Yeah, but it sucks. I don't like it.
I enjoyed it, man. Enjoyed the hell out of it.
Well, I mean, I heard how it ends, but we'll see that maybe that's part of it too. I got spoiled with the
Well, it
ending.
depends on how you play. Because there's multiple endings.
All right, well, don't ruin it for me. I'm still playing
I did
it.
I stopped right there. I think you certainly should finish it because I went back and played it the second time. Definitely knowing the ending and still loved it.
Honestly, I'm still playing Skyrim, and Skyrim came out a long time ago.
Never played it.
Oh my god, man. You will lose so much time playing Skyrim.
Nah, I get it.
So good. You'll just be like walking in the overworld. It's everything that I thought a modern Legend of Zelda would be, or hoped it would be. And you'll just like come across some random cave, and some of the random caves, it's like it's one room and you get whatever you get. Other random caves, you go in there and it's like you're in there for 45 minutes and it's like necromancers, and they're doing mock human sacrifice and all this crazy shit. And
Yeah, a lot of games are like that though.
yeah, but I really like this one.
Yeah, like Dragon Age Inquisition was like I enjoyed the hell out of that game too.
And this is before you even get into like the mods you can do on Skyrim. I haven't even done any of that stuff.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the Call of Duty games, Modern Warfare.
Hate them. Hate first person.
I love them. I don't care for the group play stuff or stuff like that. I want a first-person shooter.
I hate first person shooters.
Well, I liked Advanced Warfare, but that stars Kevin Spacey as the bad guy, so I don't know.
Oh, I'm on board then. He's a great actor.
You know how long it took me to beat that game? The very end, man, it was so difficult. My God, it took me a month to beat it. I got so pissed off at it because a lot of levels in that game were really difficult, but that very end, man, getting past the last boss, my God. I took a break for a week from it.
Yeah, it was a great game. I really enjoyed it. I had it on PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4. Advanced Warfare. There's this one mission where you have to fly around this mansion with a drone that was really kept crashing my drone, or it was pretty annoying.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different things that you have to use a drone. You have to use one of those drones on wheels that's got a gun on it. There's a bunch of different things that you have to use.
Parrot Head, that
small spaces.
Parrot Head, that may be the first thing we ever agreed on.
But I like that.
Was a great game.
What is?
And I can't wait till the
AI?
next one. Dragon Age Inquisition.
Oh.
Fantastic, dude. Loved it.
There's one game that I want to get for the PS4, and it's Gauntlet.
I put a lot of hours in on Civilization 3 Toxic Man Flu. So spoiler alert, you don't want me running the world because I blow the world up pretty much every time. I get anxiety because the civilizations next to me seem to advance faster than me, and then I'll launch missiles, and yeah, it's not good. It's not good. What sucks about Civilization is that when you know you're going to lose, you keep trying to make these stands and making the peace treaties, and they just like march in and take each little, take your cities, and eventually maybe they might leave you with your capital city or leave you with some tiny little shitty city. And it's like, what's the point of playing? But I guess that is the point.
Yeah.
You lost.
Hey, did you hear that Wonder Woman, Linda Carter's Wonder Woman is coming to Blu-ray?
Wasn't my focus, Parrothead. They really focused on that, man.
Yeah. Indeed.
Oh, real quick. I'm sorry. I got to tell this story about Dragon Age Inquisition.
Go ahead.
Because it may say a lot about me. So in the game, right, you can start relationships with NPCs, right? And I had 2 relationships going on. One with the I don't know what they call her. She was like the admin person. She looked a very certain way, and then like this big, like tall ass Russian chick. She's like, "Yes, I will destroy you." Anyway, so I'm messing with both of them, right? One time, I go into my castle, and I go into the Russian chick, and she's like, "So, I heard that you and whatever her name was are in a relationship." I didn't say bye. I didn't exit the conversation correctly. I turned around and I ran out my own damn castle, and I did not put her as a member of my party again. I did not speak to her again. I avoided her at all cost in a game.
Wow.
Yeah, I avoid conflict sometimes.
Wow. And was this someone playing that character, or was it just the game?
Well, no, it's just NPCs. Yeah. Man, that would have been even more awkward.
Yeah.
But no, yeah. I ran out my castle, man. Same thing happens. Like, I've gotten so many bad haircuts just because I don't want to, like, no, you messed it up. Like, I'm like, oh, cool. And then I just go somewhere else and have them fix it.
Interesting.
Just depends on the situation.
I haven't played it.
It's good. It's a fun game.
Well,
Not secretary, really. She's more like admin, I guess. I mean, like, she deals with like diplomats and stuff.
well, you're seeing that title right there. Movie theaters may close until 2021, meaning no new releases.
Yeah.
2021 better be the best year ever. I'm telling you.
Well, we know this is just basically a whole bunch of malarkey. But hey, lots of money is going to have to be lost before anyone wants to do anything. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I did see what you posted about, the end of the for your state, the end of when the emergency situation is going to happen.
Yeah, I'm sure every city has one like it. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I seen some.
you're
What made me interested in finding it is I seen someone posting one from their town, and I was just curious, and I found it. I'm like, holy shit! Yeah. After the election, then everything goes back to normal. After that,
Mm-hmm.
it expires. All the emergency stuff powers expire. But here's the thing: some of the governors that had emergency powers, they were already supposed to be expired. So basically, what the governors are doing is unconstitutional.
Well, we've got that happening here too. I guess the main thing I'm hearing from people, or friends of mine that have special needs kids, and they're really upset about their special needs kids not being able to go to actual school because they don't have the tools and skills to be able to educate a special needs child. And given the environment, if you're going to say everybody stays home, you could probably socially distance or have minimal risk by just educating the special needs kids at the actual school. But, you know, who knows?
My 6-year-old, he's in learning disabled classes, and he's technically considered special needs, but he just needs a little bit of help here and there. Other than that, he was a lot like his older brother Thomas. Thomas decided he didn't want to talk until he was like 3, you know. But fully functional talking and all that stuff. Sometimes kids just decide they don't want to talk, you know.
Yeah, it depends. It depends on the kids. You know, some kids they practice a lot, and you know their vocabulary comes on strong early, and other kids, you know, they won't talk for a long time. Then all of a sudden they're a chatterbox and they're speaking sentences, and they skip the first words and they go right to sentences and paragraphs.
So yeah. So basically, the title of this article pretty much says it all. It's by Matt McGlone. He's one of my favorites over at Cosmic Book News. He kind of says things how they are. So basically, this is saying until mid-2021. Really? And, you know, it's, to me, this is just power grabs. That's all it is. Tyrannical power grabs. That's all it's about. And, you know, they came for TV shows. They came for movies. So what are they coming for next? You know?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and so basically what I think is going to end up happening is people are going to start to get outraged about a lot of this stuff going on, people not working, and people are going to start getting pissed, and I think that's what's going to take. And I think it's going to happen relatively soon, because there's a lot of small businesses that are not going to come back from this, straight up.
Yep.
And so, what's up, Nancy? How you doing?
Hey, Nancy.
Yeah, and globally, man, this shit's freaking global, man. But you see, a lot of the differences is a lot of places in Europe, I think New Zealand, they still got their borders closed, but they're somewhat back to normal. There's places in Europe that's open, schools open, people going to schools.
Yep. Yeah, boy, we're still, man, I don't know, we're getting closer to that election. I mean, I'm surprised we haven't seen more than we have.
Yeah.
But I suspect, you know, there'll be some October surprises.
Oh, there's almost definitely going to be an October surprise, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. You know, maybe we'll get the sauce, you know? Maybe we'll get that sauce we're looking for. That good old saucy info. So yeah, there's not much really going on in this article, because it pretty much tells us pretty much what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, I think the title kind of summed it all up.
Oh man, big time.
Mm-hmm.
It tells you everything right there. And there's one sad thing about a lot of this is some people are going to tolerate it and just eat shit and say, that was good. Can I have some more? But there's a lot of us that we ain't there, We're not there. We know what's good, and we want the good stuff. You know. Enough of the pink elephant. Let's get back to normal. Let's start making movies, start making TV shows. Because the experts are already coming out and saying that this isn't as big as they were saying it was.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a matter of time, man. Because you know how that the machine called the news media, they move real slow when they're trying to change up and change. It's like a giant steam barge in a river trying to turn. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And eventually, it's gonna get out that the stuff they got to say, nobody believes them.
I think we're already there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we are too.
I think
more and more people every day are realizing. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I was shocked. Because really the boomers are the ones that are watching network news now and watching cable news. It's not us; it's the boomers doing it. And I was kind of shocked by, my mom and my my mom and my stepdad are actually cutting the cord. They're cutting the cord and getting rid of their cable, which.
Hey, Nancy, that's not Steven. That's Mad
Yeah,
Martin.
I was about to say, is Steven in here somewhere? I was really about to type that in the...
I had to look and I haven't seen him. I don't think so. No. You were saying, Wes, before we all got distracted.
I get distracted routinely. I was just going to say they cut the cord and they're getting rid of their cable and network news, which I think is a good thing because, man, fucking Rachel Maddow and Anderson Cooper and Don Lemon, get out of here.
Man, they're unwatchable, man. It's unwatchable. Most of Fox News is unwatchable.
It all is.
Yeah. I've been, I go to YouTube for news.
You know what? Tim Pool, that's where I go if I want to see what I think is and I'll watch people on the left too. I'll watch like a Jimmy Dore. Jimmy Dore, I think, gets it. I don't agree with his conclusions. I don't agree with his prescription for, the diagnosis, but I think he's spot on the diagnosis.
Yeah, I like Steven. I like Tim Pool.
Yeah,
that was a big deal for Tim Pool's great, but for Jimmy Dore, he was part of the Young Turks, and it was a big deal for him to separate from the Young Turks. He's like, you guys are bought. He didn't say this, but it's obvious what happened. It's like, you guys are bought and paid for. You're shills now. Fuck you. I'm going to take my show and do my own thing. And he had to write them a check, I believe, to take the Jimmy Dore show out of the Young Turks. Wholly mistaken identity, Batman.
Yeah, I can't remember who put the video out, but I was watching someone. You know how observatories observe the sun and solar flares?
Uh-huh.
Well, this guy was pointing out the fact that there was a massive corona ejection, and it looked like there was something around the sun that stopped it. And he was talking about it, and I thought it was pretty interesting. Saying that there was robot-like ships. I was talking with Tommy on the phone earlier about it.
Mm-hmm.
And right around the areas. Now, these robot ships were the size of Earth. They were huge.
Wow.
And they were surrounding the sun, and it looked like they were shooting lasers and like eviscerating the solar flare.
So it's like that episode of Trek with Kirk where he goes on the Native American planet, and they have that obelisk-looking thing.
The Native American planet.
But yeah, it was.
Yeah, I am Kurok.
At first, I didn't really know that I really entertained the thought of what he was talking about. But he was showing it and all that, and it's like, well, man, that's really there. And so it was a pretty interesting video. It's just images of solar flares that can't remember where he was getting them from. Might have been from NASA.
I'll have to check it out. You see, that it's interesting that you bring that up because Joe Rogan just recently had on George Knapp and that Jeremy Corbell guy, and they were talking about disclosure, and it was interesting. They got into this interesting discussion about disclosure, and hey Phil, and we talked about this last night. When Mad was on. And they basically said, well, how do we know if we're ready for disclosure if we don't know it's going to be disclosed? What if what's being disclosed is that this is, we're like in the Truman Show. Well, they didn't use those terms, but that was what they were alluding to, that basically we're an experiment and that is the disclosure. And I thought, wow, people probably wouldn't be ready for that. Or what if, they're the owners of planet Earth and they've been the owners of planet Earth for billions of years, and it's like, who are these fuckers crawling around on the planet, on our planet? Would we be ready for that? Probably not. Be like squatters that need to be evicted or something.
The other thing that I was hearing that apparently these robot-looking ships that were basically the size of the planet Earth. Basically, I've heard talk that they had been protecting the Earth from calamities, like comets, stuff like that, solar flares, and that's what I've been hearing surrounding stuff like that. And it's interesting. I don't know that if I believe it or not, but there's something.
Yep.
Because there's obvious things that are being seen, and something's going on. But they say there's good ones and bad ones.
Good ones, bad ones. What? I'm sorry.
Extraterrestrials?
Yeah. Ones that are protecting the planet, protecting the solar system, and
yeah, that comes from the story about the 1954 Greada Treaty.
Yeah, and so it's interesting stuff because there's definitely stuff being seen.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I mean, a solar flare, just like one of those, could wipe everything out really fast. Like we wouldn't even know it happened. It would be so fast.
Right. And there was another video I watched. It may have been by the same guy. They had images of a comet, and it looked like ships around it that were shooting lasers at it and breaking up the comet, eviscerating it, basically. There was another video I seen of that, and that was pretty interesting. And these are just basically images of the comet, and they captured images of it in frames just as they were basically breaking up the comet. Pretty interesting.
And who is this with this footage?
Basically, what observatories are getting the images of the comet, they're publicly available, and some YouTubers will go get the images, and they'll find stuff in the images before they remove them or take them down. They'll screen cap them and stuff like that. And
why did they take them down if they're made publicly available?
Because there's obviously something being shown, and they realized it, and they take it down, and they'll probably brush it out and then put it back up.
They don't have anybody to check before they put it up?
Apparently, they're not doing their job.
Or they're
purposely letting it out.
But then why take it back?
Maybe because of this new age of disclosure.
I don't know what that means.
the military is now acknowledging UFOs, the sightings.
Yeah, I get that, but why would they put the photo
Well,
out
see that
and then take it back when people found it, if they wanted the public to have it?
No, I'm just telling you what NASA sometimes does.
Right, but I'm asking for a reason why they would do that.
Oh, because there's something there. Well,
That's not
cats-
making that doesn't make sense to me.
Well, NASA sometimes don't make a whole lot of sense on why they do things.
So they put a picture out that has something on purpose so people can see it, and then when people see it, they take the picture back so that people can't see it.
There's two
well,
different-
it's like C-SPAN, okay? So C-SPAN has live feeds from the floor of Congress, right?
Yeah,
But most people don't watch C-SPAN, and most
Sure.
people don't watch live feeds of NASA. Now, if you're watching C-SPAN live, you would have known that the Patriot Act was something being talked about in 1996. They were talking about it. Congressman Bob Dornan was talking about it. We need a Department of Homeland Security to secure the homeland.
Well,
And
it
it's
was
like, wow, that sounds rather Nazi-esque.
right.
the-
But there's a difference between
the Patriot Act was actually it was written up way before that. They tried to get Reagan to pass it, and Reagan didn't want nothing to do with it.
Well, I mean, it was way before then, but I'm saying that it was
Yeah.
being debated.
Oh yeah.
You know, you could see it being debated in 1996.
I feel like there's a difference though between something that's being shown live versus something that was photographed and then put up. Does that make sense? Like
Oh, absolutely.
that doesn't seem like a
Mhm.
comparable thing because you're talking about something that is live and something unexpected can happen versus them taking a photo and then putting it out there for people to see, knowing there's something on it, and then people see that there's something on it, and then they take the photo back so that people can't see it.
Well, lately,
Happens pretty often.
What I have noticed, and I've noticed other YouTubers that show these images and cover it, before a lot of times, if they weren't putting the images or the videos from these telescopes out, and if they didn't check it good enough, they removed them and then they airbrushed them out and put them back up. But now what's been happening is stuff has been putting up and it's been being left up. If that makes any sense.
Right, so they're not taking it down anymore.
No. Before they used to airbrush stuff out and then put it back, but now they're letting some stuff slip through. And I've heard other YouTubers talk about it. I like to watch a lot of stuff in planets. It's just fascinating. Telescope images of places far away. It's really fascinating.
Well, I mean, Bear, you know, the stuff that you're talking about. I mean, it's not unprecedented. I mean, we have that that Russian, you know, the moon of Mars, Phobos, the monolith. Buzz Aldrin's talked about the monolith on Phobos, the moon of Mars, several times publicly. He wants us to go to Mars because of it. And there was a Russian craft. You could see you could see a shadow of something being launched from the moon of, you know, one of the moons of Mars, Phobos, and then the feed goes dead. The implication being that whatever it was, you know, took out their probe. So, I mean, there's plenty of evidence out there of things that have been, you know, that were published that maybe shouldn't have got out there, that got out there.
Right.
As far as disclosure is concerned. And then you have, you know, the Cydonia region of Mars. You know, those pictures have been retouched a bunch of times.
And yeah, and the fact that Mars, I forget the name of the molecule when you basically when nuclear weapons are detonated, there's certain molecules that can be detected in the atmosphere. Well, Mars has that.
How do we know that?
They found it. They detected it. It's common
With
knowledge.
what? When?
With one of our robots we sent there. Test the air. It's not nothing hidden or secret. It's common knowledge. It's not
I'm
hidden.
not saying it's not. I've just never heard it. That's why I'm asking. I mean, it's not
Well,
common knowledge
most
to me.
people don't. Most people don't know because it's just science.
That's
science,
not common knowledge.
It's science stuff that National Geographic and other things talk about. Science Channel talk about planets and all that. It's talked about. It's known. It's glossed over, but it's a real thing. I was blown away by it, and was like, wow, that's pretty interesting. So, and basically what they're saying is there was a very, very large nuclear blast.
Can those particles be? I mean, like the
Not natural. No. Nope. Nope.
no.
Comes from an exploding plutonium nuclear device, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what are these particles?
I don't remember the exact name of it. It's basically, you know, the nuclear test sites. It's the stuff that they were finding in the air after that. The
radioactive
particles.
isotopes. RR's
Yeah,
got it in the chat.
basically. Yeah, that's it.
So you know the interesting
And
thing
those
is
can't
that
happen naturally. The radioactive
No.
isotopes.
No, they don't.
They don't, or they can't.
They don't. The only way you detect it is if a nuclear device has been set off. And we have it in our atmosphere because we've done nuclear testing.
that's how we found out that the Russians had detonated their first atomic bomb. Was through the quote weather balloons we were sending. They were looking for radioactive isotopes. That's how we found out that they had detonated the bomb.
Yeah. So some of the same radioactive isotopes was detected in Mars's atmosphere.
And that's not all. We've got a history here on planet Earth.
Oh,
Oppenheimer famously said, they asked him about the first atomic bomb being detonated, and he's like, "This is the first one in modern times." And he seemed to really believe that in ancient India they had atomic weapons, and we've done some research in the Indus Valley, and there seems to be evidence that there were nuclear weapons detonated in the Indus Valley long ago. From the
parts of Pakistan too.
Yep, yeah, from the writings that they from that time, they described what would be like a nuclear device going off, and the soil to finding melted glass from intense heat, all that stuff. So there's a chance that in our past that we've lost, it was only told in these tales that in the past we've had nuclear weapons, or mankind has had nuclear weapons, which the implications of that are pretty pretty earth-shattering. That's a big deal. That says a lot about a hidden past that we have.
Well, in the desert in Africa, they found the same green glass that only comes from a nuclear blast.
Yep.
There's places out there in that desert, and they're finding ruins. I just watched a thing about some of the ruins they've been finding. They've been finding pyramids and stuff like that, ruined ancient cities.
Well, my suspicion is that through the technology that we have to kind of detect missiles and that kind of thing, that we probably have a pretty good map of the Earth, deep into the soil. We probably know where a lot of this shit is. There's probably a lot of evidence of it.
There's been some new Mayan cities that were found because of ground penetrating radar.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty fascinating stuff, man.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's kind of hard to do that on a desert as big as the desert in Africa, man. That's a huge desert. People die out there pretty regularly. There used to be it used to be lush and green there. There used to be a large shallow sea in there. Pretty interesting.
Okay, so Matt's typing in the chat there on Earth.
He's throwing stuff in there, yeah.
Naturally occurring radionuclides fall into 3 categories. So I've not heard of those. I'm not sure where the isotopes fall in, but there's a specific.
That's just another name for radioactive isotopes.
So there's a specific type that occurs when you have a plutonium device that's been detonated, or an atomic device. Hold on. That's make me do research on the fly here.
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing because I feel like these things may be natural. There may be, you know what I mean?
Maybe there are, but that's not what seems to be the implication here. What are the types of isotopes from a nuclear detonation? Separate types of fallout. Bear with me here.
I believe the particle is Xenon 129.
Yeah, iodine 129 half-life has a half-life of 15.7 million years. Its hyperabundance is caused by fast neutron fission.
Here we go. That's what it is, folks.
What is the X pronounced with a Z? Xenon?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
That's one of the particles, I believe. I think there might be one or two others.
Yeah, RR's got it here. There is a lot about our history that we do not know. Fascinating thing is that the further back we uncover, the more advanced the technology is. Indeed. You look at the the older pyramids, they're much more advanced than the pyramids that came after. Pyramids that came after are crumbling into dust, but the pyramids, the Great Pyramids, are still standing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, remember the sandstorm? I learned something new. The sandstorms that have been sending sand across the ocean, a lot of that fertilizes South America jungles.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, all that sand being and those sandstorms being shot across the Atlantic Ocean, it fertilizes South America's rainforests.
Well, how is that? I didn't know sand could be used as a fertilizer.
They were showing satellite images of all the sand being blown across the ocean.
Yeah.
Huge, and it's been reaching. It's basically the sand basically kind of killed the hurricane season a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember if it was increasing it or decreasing it, but it was having an effect on the hurricanes. And yeah, so there's probably going to be some stuff found because a whole bunch of stuff was revealed from that sandstorm.
Right. I just don't know how it can be fertilizing something.
Well, there's lots of minerals in that sand. There's an abundance of minerals in that sand. That's how. That's the basic of it.
Why don't we use sand then to fertilize gardens and stuff?
The sand that's been there has been there for a long time, and basically it's broke down jungle vegetation. It was sand left over, and that's basically what it is. Because it used to be all of it used to be jungle at one point in time in Africa.
Yep.
And they're saying that as much as 10,000 to 9,000 years ago, there was less jungle, which scientists are saying that they're figuring out. And basically, the Nile River used to hook around and go to the west, would meander south and then head west. They're saying, because they found by ground penetrating radar, they found all the old rivers. Yeah,
Did you just assume the Earth's gender, Nancy?
a lot of interesting things going on.
There usually is.
Yeah. Well, I watch anything to do with geography, with the planet and stuff like that on YouTube. Planets, deserts. It's all fascinating. Ancient civilizations. Love it all.
Oh well, yeah. So I'm reading about the fertilizing thing now.
I hadn't heard of it. I can imagine. What I'm assuming is happening is that the lighter particles, the dust is being carried, but that the sand, which is the broken down stone, gets left behind. Because the dust probably would have the the nutrients and the minerals.
Yep.
Yeah, apparently this isn't a new thing either. Like this happens all the time.
Yeah, yeah. I watched a thing about it the other day, and I was like, wow, cool. Something I didn't know before.
I'll have to look into that. That sounds fascinating. But, back to our solar system discussion, my suspicion is that we're probably going to find artifacts all throughout the solar system of stuff that's been there that's very ancient. Whether it be pyramids or whatever's on the moon of Phobos that launched that thing, which, or the moons of Saturn or Jupiter. We're probably going to find them everywhere, or we probably even know about them now. Who knows? Right, Nancy's getting ready to ask a question. What is it?
And what we got here? She ain't asked yet. There it is.
Oh, mm-hmm.
Nope.
I want your tinfoil hat, Mad.
You want me to send it to you?
I need to make a new avatar.
I can send it to you. Here, give me a second. I'll send it to you right
You've
now.
probably been the least tinfoily one out of all three of us tonight.
Isn't that weird? I always am. Like around, usually it's me. I'm the one with the theories.
Go deeper down the rabbit hole, my friend.
I do, man. I've done it plenty. In fact, I read this real interesting stuff a few years ago. Had to be all bullshit, but it was in some WikiLeaks,
Mm-hmm.
and it was talking about it was talking about this big hole in the ocean that was expanding, and all of our governments were there, not as a blockade, but observing it. Like there was Russia, China, us, everyone was there because it just kept expanding. They didn't know what it was and all this other crazy shit. It was interesting.
Wow, where'd you find that? Post a link.
This had to be 3 years ago, dude. It was in the WikiLeaks, man. I was just going through them. I can try to find it again. Let me, as soon as I find this hat.
Oh man.
But I don't know. I would love to get some people, some human beings down in the Cydonia region. I'd love to see what our ground penetrating radar comes up with in the Cydonia region of Mars.
That would be awesome.
I mean, you've got tetrahedron, the three-sided pyramids, and then you've got the five-sided pyramid.
I'm proud of you, Wes. You abandoned that word so quickly. I'm with you. I would have done the same thing.
You guys seeing this?
It looks like there's yeah, I see it.
Guy in a plane filmed that.
right, here we go. Got it.
So yeah, taken by a passenger on an airline. Mysteries unexplained. Damn it! It just.
I'm
refreshed on
not
me.
sure about those. I don't know.
That looks weird. See that?
I see what looks like a distortion.
All right, Wes. I sent you the hat. I think it's if especially if you use Adobe. I think that would be the best. I think that's the best thing to use.
I do use Adobe. Can you say Adobe? Adobe.
What are we looking at? This? What movie is this?
I don't believe it's from a movie. Basically taken by a passenger on an airline. Yeah. Pretty bizarre. I'll enlarge it.
I don't know what this is, where it is, or what's happening, what's going on.
It doesn't say where.
Correct RR.
3 UFO. Would look like UFOs to me.
I guess.
I don't know. That looks kind of CGI-ish to me, but
Yeah, it looks pretty. Yeah. Who is this guy?
There's no distorted edges.
There's not any distorted edges on my Xbox either.
well, the lack of
Mysteries
detail is what
unexplained.
I'm looking at.
They're not even verified.
I only get my news from blue checks. Did
I'm not gonna believe.
It is what it is.
Yeah, did you just assume those discs gender? Oh wait, never mind.
I'm not gonna believe your UFO shit if you don't have a blue check mark.
Yeah, it could be CGI. Who knows? But this guy's got some pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah, but does he have any true stuff?
Who knows, man? Who knows if it's true? Some of it is, some ain't. We're just here to check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Mysteries unexplained. Is that what you said?
Yes. Yeah, I'm following him.
I'm not.
He's got some interesting stuff. Oh, that's odd looking.
Okay, so RR says big words are meant to be abandoned.
Absolutely.
Tetrahedron. Oh, whoa. Now they've got a little mouth that mouths along with it when you go to Google Pronounce.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
What is this supposed to be? What is this light that we're looking at?
It's behaving in a weird manner. Let's see here. Appears to be
What
flaming
the
ball in
hell is
sky.
that thing?
It's hard to tell because his camera, he's like moving it around and shit, so that it's not.
Hold it still, you drunk bastard! There's another little thing around the bottom of it.
Okay, well, the thing below it looks fake as
It's
shit.
a cloud, yeah. Seashells by the seashore.
You know that?
Had the trail of like a flare.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. One of those big industrial ones you shoot in the air.
Yeah.
Not the red ones, the ones that are flaming color. Could be military flare or something.
Mm.
See the trail?
What
There's
language is that?
There's a smoke trail coming from whatever that is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what they're speaking. Anyone recognize that?
It looks like the sun. But it's not the sun.
No. Because right there and there. Yeah, it's definitely what I would mark under strange. What's this? Something moving in the sky. Oh, wow. I suspect it's the camera that's moving. Because there it is right there. Cluster of orbs. Apparently they're driving.
The hell?
Yeah. At the triangle shape.
Can't see it. Triangle shape.
Yeah, somewhat.
That doesn't get my my alien tingling.
Tinfoil hat's not getting reception on that one.
Yeah, no, not on this one, man. I mean, just once I wish these people would have a decent camera and hold it still. It would make it so much easier to believe. Mira is Spanish for look.
Mm-hmm.
For anyone out there. Okay. See how, like, at the very end there, like, they were, like, not phasing in and out, but it looked like, unless the camera was pointed right at it, it almost didn't appear. So I feel like it
was a bit shaky. Remember the thing you seen in San Antonio? I think this is another one. Over Texas, 7/18/20.
Yeah, that'd be it. It covered a lot of area.
Beauty, go across the sky.
A little grainy. I believe there's a better one.
Yeah, it's space junk.
Yeah, they were saying it was space junk.
Oh, that was weird. Flash there at the end, but that could be just from it entering the atmosphere.
Right. I think there's some more. Well, that's weird. July 13th, 2020. Lights in the sky. This is Brazil.
Wes, do you know about skyquakes?
No. What are they?
What is
Those
that exactly?
fast. Okay, so skyquakes. That fascinates the hell out of me. All across the world. And there was that video I showed you earlier too. It happened a week ago in San Antonio. It's these like noises that like come like you can hear it in the sky. And there's videos from everywhere. I mean, Israel, Moscow, Brazil, in America, everywhere. And it sometimes it sounds almost like a horn, like a tuba or something. Like the one in San Antonio sounded more like a didgeridoo, which I have one. I can compare those two things. And like, yeah, man, there's videos everywhere about the skyquakes. And I found a video. It's like, oh, here's an explanation for skyquakes.
It was just showing things that it wasn't. I was like,
Really?
this is an
Has
explanation.
anyone come up with a logical explanation?
No, not that I found. No.
That's weird. Never heard of him.
What's this?
Yeah, sometimes they can sound like a harp.
Oh wow, check this out.
Is it two of them?
Boy, they sound drunk.
Doesn't have to be huge to have a light like that.
That's definitely a comet.
Yeah, it's a comet.
But two?
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be Venus.
The one to the right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be. This was... This is a couple years ago. San Diego. The San Diego hashtag. Let's see. Well, that's weird looking.
That looks like an old tube TV.
Yeah.
Oh, I put a video in the collective. It's a compilation of videos, and this was like 8 years ago, and it has not stopped.
Alright. That is a strange sound for sure. Let's see.
Holy crap. That is weird.
Alright.
You hear that? You hear that shit?
Wow.
Keep going. I mean, it happens all over the world, dude.
January 18th. And it's fucking loud. You hear that? You hear that shit?
Wow. It's like England. Canada.
Well, Bob Lazar, Joe Rogan, one of the things he alluded to was that Bob Lazar was also part of the reason there was no record of him, was that he was working on weapon systems that are really, really way out there. So maybe those skyquakes have something to do with the testing of those weapons, or it could be something related to HARP. I don't know. But that's some eerie shit.
Hey, have you heard this? Nancy is saying, fascinating the star of Bethlehem. They have a website following the star and shows Jupiter moving out of its orbit. What's that about?
Mm-hmm.
Heard of it.
That is weird. I watch a lot of stuff about Saturn because Saturn and Jupiter. I'm pretty fascinated with those two planets.
Yep.
games, huh?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, man, you should take some time to look into skyquakes because that's one of the things that really gets me going.
Yeah, I'm sure that with some of the YouTubers that I cover that do a lot of really scientific stuff on planets and just different stuff, I'm sure that will eventually come up for sure. Yeah, definitely some fascinating stuff.
Yeah. Why do they call them skyquakes?
I don't know. It's been a while since I was looking. I was looking at it for my show on Saturday, but that's why I got back into it. But I can't remember exactly why they call it quakes.
Yeah, it makes you wonder.
Do you speak Spanish at all?
Oh God, no.
Oh.
I know like a few words because I mean, I am Hispanic by divorce, so I do have like that, so I know a few words. And where I live is pretty Hispanic, So when I was a cop, yeah, it would have been helpful. One time, I responded to like a possible DWI, like some security guard, like I don't know, was talking to these guys in the car or whatever. And I get there, and one of them comes up and he's like, "Hey man, just so you know, I don't think they speak English." I'm like, "Man, that's cool, dude. Glock's an international language." They did not think it was as funny as I did. I thought it was
apparently I found it
hilarious.
funny as you did.
Yeah, they did not. But yeah, Mita, because I used to work with this guy. Man, he's been there. He was there. I swear, I thought I found him dead in his patrol car 2 or 3 times. Like I pulled up to him, and I'm trying to talk to him on the we have, you have the main channel where you talk to dispatch and stuff, but then we have a talk around channel where we can just not bullshit, but you know what I mean. Like we can just contact each other without it being monitored. Anyway, so I'm like, Goody, and he wouldn't wake up. I actually had to hit my the horn on my siren, and he wakes up. He rolls down the window, goes, "Hey, that car right there was speeding." I'm like, "No, it wasn't, Goody. You were passed out, bro. Your radar is not even on. I can see it." Anyway, but he used to always yell at people like he'd be doing paperwork with them, and he looked like a Hispanic Mr. Miyagi, and he'd be like, "Mira, mira," and just like start hitting the paper. So that's how I learned that word.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's kind of nuts for being out there.
Man, that's a hell of a lot of lightning.
Yeah.
Oh
Right above his
my
freaking
God.
head almost. Let's see if we can get thunder.
Oh my God.
Nice.
Oh my God.
Wow. Holy cow. Look at that. Oh, wow. That's a really good one.
I hate it when they put that stupid music in there.
Yeah. Man, look at that. See all the plasma surrounding that lightning bolt?
Wow.
Wow. That's amazing. I'd rather hear the crack of the thunder than background music. that's a pretty ominous looking sky. Almost looks like a tornado forming. Oh, that's a hell of a looking thunderstorm right there. Crazy, crazy. So another thing I found on Bounding into Comics. I guess there's new toy images for Godzilla and Kong. I guess there's gonna be a Godzilla versus King Kong movie coming out. You guys heard anything about that?
No.
Well, I've got both. I got the both Godzilla movies that came out recently. One 2014, one a few months back. I got it on Voodoo, and you know I like Godzilla movies. And I thought it was done pretty good.
What was one? The
most recent Godzilla movie.
Oh, I thought we were talking about the what was it? 99, 2000?
There was one. The first one was 2014, and then there was one that was released.
No, the one P Diddy did the song for.
I'm not talking about that one.
Oh, really?
I'm talking about this current.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like both Godzilla movies. I don't.
I say bring back Matthew
King Kong
Broderick.
and Godzilla should be working together, not fighting each other. You know what I'm saying? They're both protectors. It doesn't make sense.
Well, yeah, we don't know if they're fighting yet, do we?
I'm unsure of that at this point.
We'll see, and also, you know,
Need more info.
they could start fighting and then become friends, like Batman and Superman. Maybe maybe their mom's names is, you know, both their mom's name is Martha. We don't know.
Never know. So this is the toy Godzilla one. What is that? That's 11 inches tall. There's Godzilla.
Yeah, I have a theory that both of the reason that Thomas Jefferson and George Washington were founding fathers was because their wives' names were Martha. They met up and you know, they're getting ready to get into an argument, and then you know, George Washington's getting ready to deliver the coup de grace to Thomas Jefferson, and then Thomas Jefferson says, "Martha," and then they become friends.
So yeah, I guess it's been in production for a while now. Yeah, that most recent Godzilla movie, I kind of liked it. I did. Involved a submarine, all that, you know, deep underwater. It's good stuff. I liked it.
Is that the one with Matthew Broderick? Is that the one?
Yeah,
That's the one from '98.
Yeah, that's the best one.
Yeah, I think so. It's a good movie for sure. I like that
No, I
Godzilla
was
movie.
being facetious. I didn't know. No, dude, that movie's.
When it comes to campy stuff, I
Yeah.
liked it for its campiness.
The same way I like Miami Connection. No, Miami Connection is just great. The Last Dragon, Megaforce is another great one. I think we did this already, Wes.
Yeah, I think we didn't address Megaforce, but I think that is the one of the ones that I've seen.
I love Megaforce.
Well, you guys got anything else? Got something interesting you've discovered?
Not recently. I kind of blew my wad on anything on the Bush connection last night.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, it was. It was good. It was good to have that back and forth, so that I can understand, somebody that's not really explored it too much, where to go on that. Yeah, I'm drawing kind of a blank.
Alrighty then. I think we will end this one on a song. Save the one you wanted to play first last. How about that? Yeah.
All right. I like this one. This one's good, guys.
Let's see here. Let me share screen. Definitely click the audio, share audio square. This song is called Waiting on the Sauce. Ready. Been sitting here for 8 weeks now. 8 weeks times 2. It's 4:34 in the afternoon. Have you heard the sauce now? Just random info. We want the sauce, and we want the sauce, and we want it now. We want the sauce, and we want it now. Just a random afternoon. It's 4:44 now in the afternoon. We want the sauce right now. Baby, we want it now. 8 weeks of waiting times 2. We'll have to wait longer. Will we have to wait longer? Been sitting here for 8 weeks now. 8 weeks times 2. It's 4:34 in the afternoon. Have you heard the sauce now? Random info. We want the sauce, and we want the sauce, and we want it now. We want the sauce, and we want it now. Just a random afternoon. Yes, it's 4:44 now. We want the sauce right now. Baby, we want it now. 8 weeks of waiting times 2. Will we have to wait longer? Will we have to wait longer? Been sitting here for 8 weeks now. 8 weeks times 2. It's 4:34 in the afternoon. Have you heard of the sauce now? Just random info. We want the sauce, and we want the sauce, and we want it now. We want the sauce, and we want it now. Just a random afternoon. It's 4:44 now. We want the sauce right now. Baby, we want it now. 8 weeks of waiting times 2. Will we have to wait any longer? Baby, we want it now. 8 weeks of waiting. Will we have to wait longer? Been sitting here for 8 weeks now. Times 2. It's 4:44 in the afternoon. Hell.
I mean, hail. I had myself muted.
I do that to myself now and then. Yeah.
Oh, looks like we lost Mad.
Yeah, he had to go.
Oh, all right.
It's late where he's at.
Yeah.
He said goodnight in the chat, private chat. So yeah, you guys want to hear the other one? That's the newest one from today.
I think that was our opener, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's
sounds like that's a yes. Do it, they say.
Yeah, awesome. I heard the tale, hard to believe. I heard the tale, that story man's tale. I heard the tale, hard to believe. I heard the tale, story man's tale. I started looking for deeper meaning, cat rats. Where's the glory? I heard the story straight from the story man who tells the tale. Sometimes you have to lose yourself before you're found. It's so profound. The tale that's always around you. You have to lose yourself. It's so profound. The sound I found, I did hear. It's clear to me. I had to test the sound. It's so profound. It's been made clear to me. The sound from the story man I found it was given before you understand. Before you found sound I did hear. So I heard the sound, it's so profound. It was made clear to me. I hear the sound, it's clear. It's clear to me the story man knows he has a plan. Play the strings from afar, the story man says. Like waterfalls, sometimes you have to lose yourself before you're found. Where's the glory? I heard a story straight from the story man who tells the tale. I hear the tale, I heard, hard to believe, I hear the tale. Where's the glory? I heard the story straight from the story man who tells the tale. Sometimes you have to lose yourself before you're found. It's so profound.
All right.
Yeah, I say I had a lot of fun with this one. Gotta say. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed creating it. Hope you guys enjoyed that as well. Well, we will bid you a good night and a farewell. And thanks for hanging out. And have a great one. To all the chat. Without this chat, we got the best chat around. And Wes, you got something you want to say?
See ya.
See ya. Good night, folks. Have a great one. Keep your head in a swivel. Later.